Hey everybody, welcome back to the Design channel. Uh, Today is going to be a little different. I'm going to try a new process for doing my ranking videos, and it's just going to be me talking to the mic. Um, and that's what it is today. So that's my NFL ranking video, so 32 to 1 being ranked. I'm going to try recording it all like this, but I got a nice little surprise, which is going to happen in 3, 2, 1. And if you look at that, we're back in picture. Well, kinda. I'm not there. There is a reason that hole will be there, so I do encourage you to check it out. So, uh, ranked at 32, we have the Buffalo Bills, and the main reason for this is the jersey itself was just kind of boring. It wasn't quite what I wanted to do with it, and maybe I should have, in the long run, done something differently. 31st, I have the Washington football team. I've decided to leave the monument design out of there because we know how biased I am towards it. But yes, 31st is the Washington football team for multiple reasons. Their colors stayed the same after the Redskins name got vanished, and the jersey itself is very empty, very boring. Which, as you'll see moving forward, sometimes I like the very empty jerseys, but only if they work well. At 30th, we have the Tennessee Titans, and if you watch that video, you actually know why. That jersey is a little disappointing to me. There's so much more I could have done. I do like it. I love the colors. I love the different combinations of blue that the Titans use, but uh, in hindsight, I will do something differently next time. 29th, we have the Cleveland Browns. Honestly, not too much about this. I don't like this is honestly where it starts to be kind of there was a ton of ties and like everything like the next like 5 or 6 all tied with the same amount of points, and I had to make decisions based on which ones I liked more, or what I would like to actually purchase. And unfortunately, I don't want to buy a brown jersey, and that's what put Cleveland at 29th. I love what I did with the Ohio flag on these, but aside from that, really, the colors just don't work for me too much. 28th, we have the Chargers. Um, these these jerseys, honestly, I really like. But again, it was one of those things where it ended up being tied with a lot of other jerseys, and it just didn't work out too well for me. I would have preferred to do what the Chargers are doing now as my design, because I didn't even know what their jersey looked like, and I was gonna design like just a nice light blue jersey with the lightning bolt logo on the shoulder, and lo and behold, that's actually what they're wearing. So I couldn't do that. So unfortunately, they're here at 28th. 27th is the Steelers. This is one more similar to the Bills, where that chest thing I'm not a huge fan of, where that little shoulder bit continues onto the chest. Uh, I'm gonna remove that in the next time because I really like the sleeves. I like how I included the Super Bowl wins and the Lombardi trophies in the back of the collar and on the arms. But really, this jersey just really suffered from that black chest piece, not pit. 26, we have the Rams. Like I said, the dark one, absolutely love it. The yellow to white transition is amazing, but the white to yellow transition, like I said in that video, makes it look like the player peed himself. And to be completely honest, I'm not a big fan of that. I love the dark jersey though, so maybe I should do a white to blue as their white jersey next time. But we'll see what happens to that because we're going to take a small break from fully redesigning the NFL as it is. Uh, you'll get more reasoning why at closer to the end of the NBA series, which is coming up. So, 25th is the Miami Dolphins. For pretty well the same reasons as the other few that like the last 3 I've gone through. The jersey itself is nice. The design is nice, but I would have changed coloring to if I could have. I really like the Dolphins logo. I like the colors they use, but I wish I would have changed the coloring I used for the dark jersey, because the white one itself is very nice, but the dark jersey, it's the same design, but the darker blue as the water I find doesn't work too well. So that would have gotten switched. That's about it. 24 is the Cowboys, Dallas, of course. Now, that one, just too busy. Too many lines, uh, too many outlines around the numbers. It's just too busy for me. And that's really it. 23rd, Kansas City. Kind of the same reason. It's a little too busy around the chest. The center stripe going through the numbers does make it a little hard to read the numbers a little bit. Um, Other than that, I really like it. So something maybe I would have done, and I'm kind of considering doing what next time I do the NFL, is to put the logo on the front and the numbers on the arm, similar to a hockey jersey. I think that would look really cool with the Chiefs and that center striping system I used. I guess we'll find out next time if I decide to do that. 23rd, 22nd, Chicago. Yeah. So a few things I realized I should have done. I could have made the stars fit on there a little better and on the side panel, and I should have used the actual bear logo that the Bears use. Would have looked a lot better than the C. It would have stood out a little bit more, but you live, you learn. 21st, the Giants. I love the white one, but the dark one really brought this down. I don't know if it was just the uses of red that really dragged it through the mud, or if it was the just how busy certain areas of it were, or I'm not really sure. It was a very middle of the road jersey for me, and the white one I find is a lot nicer. So I'm honestly not sure what what that means, to be completely honest. The design is the exact same, but the coloring is different. So yeah, 21st for the Giants. At 20, we have the Carolina Panthers. I love their color scheme. I absolutely love their blue, and the way it works with the black and the silver, I think, is fantastic. And their logo is great. This is probably the main reason it's up so high. The pattern I used was great. The way I made the black jersey and the white one, honestly, very, very nice jerseys. 19th, we have Detroit. The Lions are one of my favorite teams just based off logos and uniforms that they currently wear. And honestly, there's more I wish I could have done here, or technically less. The side panels I find coming to the chest a little too far, so if I would have shrunk those down to only about maybe a little larger than the actual side panel, or just to the size of the side panel, I think this jersey would look fantastic with the line, how big it is on the arm, and everything about it. I think this jersey is great. Just in hindsight, I would change the size of the side panels, and it would probably jump up a good 10 spots. The Eagles are next at 18. Honestly, I really like these, and this is again where a lot of them tied. Would have been around this area, probably from 20th to like 12th. A lot of these tied. And so I honestly had to come up with with reasons why certain ones would be higher than others, and honestly, the Eagles' colors kind of played into this one a little bit. I wish there was more than kind of their greeny gray and their silver, which is also a dark gray, and then they have an actual silver and they have a white. Honestly, I really, really like the dark one, how the feather pattern is just kind of, it's kind of like ghosted on there, kind of like ghost flames on a car. Whereas on the white one, they're much more noticeable. They're a very silver color. So I wish I would have found a way to make the white one just as kind of hidden as the dark jersey's feathers. 17th, we have the Packers. This one, really, again, middle of the pack. I really like what I did with the green and the yellow, and I really like how different it is than anything they've actually done, incorporating that much yellow. So that's honestly where it stands. It's a middle-of-the-road jersey, but I like the coloring a little more than I have the other ones. 16th is Jacksonville. I absolutely love the pattern for this one, and the colors, and again, the logo, like I said in my Jacksonville breakdown, is one of my favorites in the league. There are just nicer ones than it, I found. So this is literally middle road. This is it's not terrible. It's not great, however, but it's a really nice jersey, and I wouldn't mind buying it. At 15th, San Francisco, the 49ers. This one I find is very very nice. I know I got some feedback saying it was kind of soccer like. And I can kind of see where that person was coming from, but I really like it. I like the red one especially with the gold and the white lines on the arms. I find they would have looked nicer if that white line was a silver. But of course, I'm not changing the league's colors or anything. I'm just redesigning the jersey. So, um, if that red or white line would have been silver, I think it would have popped just that little bit more off the red. And then I think I could have made the white jersey silver instead of white, and I think it would have looked a lot nicer. Um, and that's why it sits at 15th. 14th is the Arizona Cardinals, and this one I'm surprised it was so low. Upon ranking it, because I think it's one of the nicer ones I did. Which can only mean that the next 13 are very nice. Well, either way, the Cardinals, the recolored Arizona State flag on the arms, I think was a perfect addition to it. I think it looks fantastic in those colors. And overall, I really like this jersey. I like the font choice I used. I like everything about it from this point on. Is I'm pretty well going to be complimenting these jerseys. These are the top of the line. These are past middle road, and honestly, this Arizona Cardinals one is a great one to start off with. 13th, we have the Las Vegas Raiders, formerly the Oakland Raiders. And to be completely honest, this is a great color scheme. I mean, it's just black, silver, and white. But it's very nice, and it was inspired by the Los Angeles Kings. Jersey pattern, not colors, because the LA Kings actually were inspired by the Raiders. It's a whole thing. Either way, I decided to take that inspiration backwards and connect it to the LA Kings with the striping pattern on the arms, and I think it worked out very well. The just the way the silver and the white pop together with the black, I honestly love it. Even on the white jersey, it looks fantastic. You can discern the silver from the white, which you can't do a lot of times in teams coloring. They choose a very similar silver to their white. So 13th for Las Vegas. 12th we have the Buccaneers. I love the design. I will admit that. I love the design. The colors could have been nicer. Maybe a black instead of that charcoal gray, which you might see moving forward. I don't know if I'm allowed telling you that, but hey, I'm doing it anyway. Again, those colors worked very nicely, but they could have been nicer, I find. So yeah, that's why they're sitting at 12th. 11th is the Atlanta Falcons. I love this one. This is one of the ones that, as soon as I decided I was doing the NFL, I came up with a color scheme. I came up with the idea. And yeah, so that feather pattern that's on the underside of the arm and going down the torso, I think absolutely fantastic. I think the black, silver, and red all work well together, and the size of the falcon fits really nicely on the sleeve. All right, top 10 time. We have the New York Jets at 10. And this one I absolutely love. I love the black jersey. I love the green. And I love that there's no other color on this jersey. I love that it's so simplistic. There's no white accents. There's no silver. There's nothing. It's just black and green, and it looks amazing. The sound waves, as I've decided to call them, over the shoulder that hold the number, are great. The jets on the arm are really nice, which of course I do have to thank Winnipeg for. But to be completely honest, it's changed enough that I think it's still borrowed, but it's changed enough that I think it's its own thing now. I love the Jets. That's exactly why they earned a top 10 spot. Only beat out by 9 other spaces. Speaking of 9, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. The way the orange looks is very nice. The claw marks down the sides, on the arms, and on the shoulders look fantastic. And the way they actually look on the numbers being torn away, I think, is an absolutely fantastic way to do this. I know there would be a way to kind of include a felt or just a thicker material fabric on the numbers to make it different thicknesses, to where the black is a little thicker, or where the orange, I can't remember. and then as it's being torn away, that number has a similar material underneath, but it's like thinner. I think that would look really cool. And honestly, that's why it earned the ninth spot. Eighth up is the Colts, which is an odd placement, I find, if you're paying attention, because the simpler ones ended up in the bottom 20. But this one is just so beautiful with how simple it is, how clean it is, how bare the jersey is. This one is absolutely fantastic, and it earned its top 10 spot absolutely. It's one of the few that I claimed that I would buy instantly if it actually was their jersey, so it earned a top 10 spot absolutely. At 7, we have the New Orleans Saints. I love black and gold. You guys know this if since you know my Cole Designs hockey jersey that I made after my NHL series. Black and gold is my color scheme. I brought it forward when I did my NFL redesign, which you'll see in a few days. Honestly, this jersey is fantastic. The striping pattern, not only on the sleeves but on the side panels there. Honestly, it looks fantastic. The gold is a little dull. It's not as it's not a bold gold like the one I use. But it's an absolutely fantastic color scheme. And, of course, their logo is just a fleur-de-lis, which is a very nice, simple, clean design, which is very nice. 6th, we have Baltimore. I absolutely love this. It was somewhat inspired by the Maryland State University, or I'm not too sure what the actual university is. But it's one where it has the Maryland flag involved on the jersey, and I really liked that idea. So I thought I would do a Baltimore Ravens variant of it with their color scheme, modifying the appearance of the flag. And I love it. The little cross pieces that are on the flag that are under the numbers, being those two different shades of purple, work so well. And that checkered kind of pattern on the sleeves, it looks really nice in that darker kind of goldy yellow that the Ravens use. And that's why it's earned the 6th place spot. Top 5, of course, is going to be my favorites. And a lot of these were toss-ups, however. But at 5th place, we have the Denver Broncos. They are, I guess, my second team, considering how many of them I had to watch growing up. But the Broncos colors, their orange and their navy blue work so well together. And the white stripe around the shoulder to separate the sleeves from the main jersey, I think look fantastic. The size of the Bronco on the shoulder or on the sleeve worked really nicely. The font choice I used, again, really, really nice. Honestly, this is one of my favorites. I would buy the orange one. I'm not a huge fan of the white one. To be honest, I just like the white. I like the orange and the navy blue together. To the extent that they are in the dark jersey. 4th, we have the New England Patriots, my favorite team. Like I said in my redesign, what I actually ended up redesigning the first time before I had to redo it was basically what the New England Patriots currently wear. So when I saw that, I had to go back to the drawing board, rebrand my version of the New England Patriots, and this is actually where the Lombardi Trophy in the back of the collar and the stars on the sleeves came from. I was like, well, the Patriots are tied for winningest Super Bowl team, so I went, well, let's just throw that up on the jersey and we'll find out. And I think it looks great. The Lombardi Trophy's in the back of the collar, the monochromatic version of their logo with the stars on it, which feature the years they won the Super Bowl. I think it's actually absolutely fantastic. It plays into the dynasty that Bill Belichick has built, and that Tom Brady was a part of as well, for, I believe, every win of those. So, what a guy. 3rd place is the Seahawks, and this one is absolutely fantastic. It does look like a normal Seahawks jersey, and that was kind of the idea. I wanted it to be different, but I wanted it to pay respect to what the Seahawks have actually done before, and that is where this jersey came from. I find it is absolutely fantastic. Seattle has some of the nicest colors together. That green and their dark blue, the silver, they all work very well together. I like that little pattern that I put in the numbers and across the the trims of the jersey, like the collar and the cuffs of the sleeve and the bottom of the torso. I think they all work very well. Second place is the Houston Texans, and this jersey is absolutely beautiful. This inspired me to go back and re-record my Washington Capitals jersey, because I had a completely different Washington alternate before I did this jersey, and I had to go back and do it because I was like, this needs to be done. This needs to be on the Washington Capitals. These Houston jerseys are absolutely fantastic. They look beautiful, and the way the stars fit on it, and I really like what I did with the logos on both the dark and the white jersey. How on the dark they're both white, they're both a monochromatic version of the Houston Texans logo, and then on the white jersey the one is colored. I think that's a very nice touch, and it fits very well. At first place, if you were paying attention at all during my breakdown series, you absolutely know is the Minnesota Vikings. They're absolutely the nicest jersey I designed here, and possibly the nicest jersey I designed before this. It's maybe, like I said, it's maybe the nicest jersey I've done yet. The color scheme, of course, I can't take credit for. It's all their colors. They're the two stripes on the shoulder featuring a runic translation of a few lines from their fight song. The position and size of the Vikings logo. Everything about this, the little horns around the word mark of Vikings, everything about this jersey is absolutely beautiful, and I would absolutely love to wear this jersey, and that's really about it. It is so beautiful. The purple one, the white one, everything about these two is absolutely fantastic, and of course it had to earn first place. And so that was the 32-1 ranking video for my NFL redesign series. Next up, of course, is the Pro Bowl, my exhibition games, and then the Cole Pop Designs jersey. And that's all next week before we start my expanded schedule, which I'm very excited for. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you had a great time. I hope you agree with my ranking. If not, actually, I hope you didn't agree with my ranking. Everyone should have a different ranking. If you feel like it, let me know what your top 5, top 10 were. You don't have to rank all 32. I know that's a very long and lengthy process. So just let me know what your top 5 were, or your top 10 if you wish, in the comments. I'm really interested in that, actually. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, have a great one, and stay positive.